What's going on YouTube? Thrift School over here, and today I'm going to show you guys exactly how I go through my listing process when it comes to clothing. It's very simple. I've had lots of questions about how I make the background look perfectly white, how I take my pictures, where I take my pictures, and how I upload them and edit them. So I take everything with my phone right here. This is a Samsung Galaxy Note 9, and you know, it takes good pictures. You could do it with any phone. I used to do it with my Samsung Galaxy S7. And I know lots of people that run their entire eBay business straight from an iPhone, so you can do it either which way. Now, the lighting in here isn't optimal. You could see those lights up there. That's all we have in this room. Now, I know a lot of people invest in nice lights that shine on everything. I do have those lights. I just do not have the space right now. As you can see, we have boxes of stuff that I need to organize, and we have inventory in these bins. First thing we're going to do is take photos of this. All these shadows I'm not super worried about because in the editing process it will look a-okay. Now wrinkles are another thing. I do have a steamer, but I'm just going to do this quick for you guys. The wrinkles don't bother me too much. I'm trying to just list things as fast as I can. I don't want to be spending 10 minutes on making sure I get every single wrinkle out. So a nice trick is when you stick the shirt on your mannequin, it's going to look, you know, like that. And I see a lot of people that post their pictures on eBay looking just like that. If you just tuck right behind the mannequin just a little bit on both sides, it's really gonna help. It's gonna get rid of a lot of the wrinkles. So there it is. I needed two hands to do it, so I had to set the camera down. But as you can see, it is looking pretty good. All the buttons are buttoned. I make sure every single one is buttoned so the customer knows that no buttons are missing. Same thing on the sleeve right here. I like to show that there's two options, and look at that. There is a little hair right there. Gonna make sure I get rid of those with my lint roller. Now I do have a dog, so if you have a dog, you want to make sure you don't have any hair in here. I try not to let her in this room too often, but sometimes things happen. It gets on my pants, it gets on my shirt. I come in here, I touch something, and it gets a couple dog hairs on it. So that's why I keep all of my clothing in these clear poly bags. Now I do have an affiliate link down below in my description showing you guys exactly where I get these. These are amazing, and they're also great for keeping your items safe, and the customer appreciates it when it gets shipped in this extra protective layer right here. So I do highly recommend them, and it does make storing these items a lot easier. So let's get into the photography process. Alright, so here I am with my phone camera. I'm just going to make sure it is straight on, and I'm going to snap the pictures. So this is hard to do with one hand. I'm actually going to get a tripod for the camera, and we will set it up like this so you guys can see me work. Alright guys, so that first photo was just taken. You could see it right there. It actually looks pretty good. Now, some of the background is yellowed. You'll see this better when I show you my computer screen and how we get rid of that and get rid of a lot of these shadows to make it look even more professional. And it's very quick process, guys. So we're going to take a couple more pictures. I like to take at least 3 to 4 pictures of each piece of my clothing. One on the front, one of the back, one of the tag, and then just possibly a close-up of the pearl snap buttons. So let's continue. So here's the puppy that gets her hair everywhere. We want to make sure she doesn't get too close to this shirt. So what we are doing is measuring it right here, since I do not have my table set up in the office at the moment. So what we're going to do is button it back up, and I'm going to show you the 2 measurements. Yep, I only do 2 measurements for each one of my shirts. It's the quickest and easiest way if I get asked for any other measurements. It depends on how much the item is worth. If it's a $12 shirt, I either won't answer them or say, sorry, I cannot do that right now. Feel free to, you know, not purchase. Which, you know, that's not the best customer service, but really, for shirts that are over $25, it's worth it. For shirts that are less, it's not worth it. And the amount of times I get asked for a shoulder to sleeve length or a neck length or just any of these random measurements is so slim that it's just not worth taking the time out to do it. So I'm going to button this up and show you guys the 2 measurements that I use. Now this is what I use. It's a dollar store Just little measuring tape, very cheap, only $1. Now I do want to come up, let you guys know one exception to the 2 measurement rule. If it's a dress shirt, you might want to do the sleeve length because people are very particular about their dress up shirts. But this is just a regular old flannel from the company 511 Tactical, which is a very good brand, but it's a size large. Most size larges will be universal. So we're just going to take this and I'm going to do a pit to pit measurement. So where the seam meets here and where the seam meets here, we're just going to run the tape measure across and do that measurement right now. So the pit to pit was about 23.5. So I don't really round it to 23 or 24. I will say 23.5 because if you are a 23 pit, this will fit. If you are 24, it will fit. So 23.5 sounds good to me. Now we will do the one other measurement, which is just the length. And that one's extremely easy. We're just going to go from the stitching around the collar right there all the way down the back to the end, and we will measure that up. I just want to make sure it's as flat and as straight as it can be. Now there are some wrinkles here, but that's okay. We will make sure this shirt is as flat and straight as it could be. Okay, let's do this measurement real quick. So I did stretch it out with both my hands, 31 inches. So we have a 23.5 and a 31, so good to know. So what I will do is quickly list the item here on my phone, which is extremely quick to do, and I will look for a similar item and just sell based off of that item. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Alright guys, so I just looked up all the keywords. I'll show you 511 Tactical Men's Large Shirt Button. So that's exactly what we're looking for. We will search it up and we will compare. So there's 121 listed at the moment. So let's filter this. We're going to filter by buying format, buy it now, since that's how we're going to list it. 120, so that only got rid of 1. And then we're going to do item condition used. So now we're down to 107. So mine doesn't have any rips or stains or anything like that. So now we're going to sort by lowest price. And we're going to see a lot of these short sleeve ones, because it's January, are priced pretty low. We have a $11 one, 15, 17, 18, 20, 20. You see a lot of 20s at the short sleeves. Mine's long sleeve. So we want to wait until we see our very first long sleeve. There it is, 18 plus 6, 14 plus 10. So we're at about $25 right now. So we could price ours between, it seems, 25 at the low end and possibly 30. So one more thing I like to do is actually take a look at the completed and the sold listing. So we're going to click on completed and we're going to see what we have here. We have 129 results, and I like to sort by end date recent first to see what it's going for at this exact moment. So we can see one sold for 15, one sold for 25, 15, 15, but these are all short sleeve. We have long sleeve, so there's long sleeve, did not sell. Here's long sleeve, sold for 16 plus $4 shipping. So I'm thinking $25 is probably where we want to list this. So we will take a look at the actual sold listings. So we have 129 completed, but how many do we have that have actually sold? Let's take a look. 92. So still a very good sell-through rate. Looks like we could get about 25, maybe even $30. There's one that sold for 25, short sleeve. So let's do there's one that sold for 30. Oh, and ours is pearl snap as well. So I think we're gonna list it at around $30 and free shipping. So let's do the listing on the phone right now. Alright guys, so here we are in front of my computer screen. This is the listing I just listed. You can see the start time of January 12th. It is the 12th right now. And here's the image. You can see all those shadows in the background and just not looking very good. I didn't even crop these. I just uploaded them and did the upload directly from eBay app on my phone. And here are the photos. I mean, they're still not horrible. I've seen lots of photos just like this that sell fine, but we want to take it one step further if you want to make your pictures really pop and stand out. I have Photoshop. Now you could do this on multiple other platforms, but Photoshop is the easiest. It's very cheap. It's about $15 or $20 a month, and if you're a student, I believe it's only $10. So what we're going to do is save these images, and after we save them, we will open them up in Photoshop. Okay, so here are our two images over in Photoshop. We have the front and the back. So we're going to work on the front first. It's very, very simple to do. What we need is our lasso tool over here on the left hand side of the screen. If you right click it, you'll see polygonal lasso and magnetic lasso. We're going to be using both of those, but for quick cuts we're going to be using the polygonal lasso tool. Hard to say fast. So what I do is I just click around the shirt just to get rid of a lot of that background, the ugliness that we don't want. Now this is just what I do out of preference. If you want to really do it, you could just use the magnetic lasso and it'll take some time, but we're gonna follow that all the way around like I did here. Control X to cut out that background. Now it's nice and white. So we're gonna zoom in by holding Control and the plus sign. Now I believe on Macs it's the Command key, but on PC it's the Control key. So now that we have this, we're going to switch over to the magnetic lasso tool. So what you're going to do is click right around the shirt and just pull it around nice and slow, and it should fit and match with your shirt and cut it out of the background. So we're going to come down here, this part of the sleeve, do one more click, and I'm just going to loop it back around. Control X, and look at that. It's nice and white on the background. We could zoom back out by holding Control and pressing the minus button. And look at that. You can see how white it's already looking. It looks very clean, very crisp. So we're going to do this around the entire shirt and make it so we have a very white background. So we're just going to come under here, do the exact same thing, just drag it around. Now, since I'm using the magnetic lasso tool, it's automatically putting these little dots down. And you can see right there it cut off part of the shirt, but it's okay. We're just doing it quick here. And Control X. Look at that. That looks fine in there. We're going to do the same over here. Now I like to do small sections at a time because if you mess up, you can just redo the section and didn't waste a lot of time on it. Control X. And now these aren't perfect cuts. They are cutting into the shirt a little bit, but that is okay. It's not like this is going to be an advertisement for a big company or anything like that, so it's okay. Your photos don't have to be perfect. You're just selling something on eBay for $25. So we will do the same there. And then to get rid of these little extra pieces, I just like to switch back over to the polygonal lasso and just circle it. Control X. Alright, so let's zoom out and take a look at how it's looking. So very nice. It's actually looking pretty good. We're going to do the same thing on this side and just get rid of that entire background, and you guys will see it in a few seconds. Okay guys, so both of these shirts are now edited. The backgrounds are nice and white, as you can see there and there. Very clean. Now there are wrinkles, but that's really not that big of a deal. A lot of people say, hey, the shirts need to be perfectly pressed and ironed and washed and all this. It's going to take so long that it wouldn't even be worth your time to do that for every single piece. So it's okay if there are some wrinkles. This picture looks better than half of the other pictures on eBay, I assure you. So they are both saved. We will go over to eBay now, revise my item, and I got outbid on something. Oh no. Alright, so let's revise this item and throw in our new photos. Alright guys, so here are the new photos. There's the old one right there, and there's the new one. It looks much, much better in my opinion. Very clean, very crisp. So we could delete these two, keep these two here. So bam, front, back, pearl snaps, and the logo. So now we just want to crop the logo to get rid of some of that background, and it will look very pretty. That looks good enough to me. Let's save that and make sure it looks good. There we go. Alright, that looks good. Now I could have edited this up here, made that background a little more white. Not that big of a deal. What we really want is that main picture and the back picture. I'm actually going to crop these as well, just to get rid of some of that blank white space that we have. So let's do that. I think that looks good. Save. And boom. It didn't really do much, but you know, it's alright to crop it. So we're just going to crop this one as well. And bam, zoomed in just a little bit. Alright, looks pretty good. Condition description, I always like to include something that just says no stains or holes, light wear due to use. Just something like that, because I don't want them to complain, be like, oh, there's a little scuff mark on the sleeve that I missed. So I always like to say light wear due to use. People know what they're getting, but there are no major stains or holes in this shirt, so that is good there. I like to fill out the specifics very basically. You know, it's plaids and checks, it's made out of cotton, the colors are red and brown. Very basic, and my description is extremely basic, guys. No stains or holes, light wear from use, just like my condition description, and the pit to pit and the length, and that is it. There's my price of $29.95. We have returns accepted after 30 days, which is fine, nothing too big there. Duration 30 days. They don't have good till canceled anymore, which is kind of a shame, I noticed. I used to list everything good till canceled, but I don't even see that option for some reason. We do free shipping, first class package. It's going to weigh about 10 to 14 ounces, maybe even 15 ounces to ship. So it's going to cost me about $4 to ship it. Not too bad. And I believe I paid around $5 for this. So again, not that bad. My title, very basic, 511 Tactical. Now, I will have a link for this exact shirt down below in the description so you guys can check it out yourself. If you want to buy it, go ahead. I'd be very grateful if you bought this shirt, and I'd be very happy. So thank you. And send me a message if you are buying this. I've had a few viewers buy clothing from me, and it's always very nice. So we will save this, update listing. And now the video is long because I had to go through all the steps and talk through it all, but really it does not take that long to do this. A few minutes, maybe 5 to 10 minutes tops. Now with the editing it could take a little bit longer. The editing itself can take 5 minutes to 10 minutes, so the whole process, maybe 15 minutes a shirt. You could do 4 shirts an hour if you want to do the editing. If you want to just list it regularly, you could probably bang out 10 shirts an hour, right? It all depends on how you'd like to do it. I just had multiple questions asking how I got that very white background on my shirts, and now this listing looks very good. So what we will do is I will show you guys, compare mine to the other ones listed at the moment. Men's long sleeve button. And let's just take a look at some of these listings. So you can see right here, very shadowy. Now I have done this before with my listings, taken 3 photos and put them together in a collage. It didn't really help sales, so I stopped doing it. It just took extra time. Now this person has a very nice white background. It looks very clean, very crisp, so that's actually a good listing. This one is way too close. You can't even see the full shirt. There is their main front photo. Definitely not that good. And they're asking $30 plus $6 shipping. So if we sort by sold listings, you guys can see that it doesn't need to be a perfect photo for it to sell. This one, this guy took a best offer just under $35. And take a look at this photo. Very washed out. Looks like it was taken with a camera of maybe 5 megapixels. I don't know. Not very good. But it's sold, and that's all that matters, guys. Here's one that sold, and look at this. I think half the sleeve is cut out. Yeah, the sleeve is missing in the main photo. They don't even have a full front of the shirt anywhere in the pictures. So it is okay. Your pictures don't need to be perfect. A lot of people stress over perfect pictures. I've listed them without editing, and I've listed them with editing, and they still sell very well either which way. I just wanted to go through the process to show you exactly how I do it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, subscribe if you haven't already. This is Thrift School, signing out. See ya.